Alright guys, so you're getting an extra video today because I just got to tell you exactly why Taylor Swift is 1000% wrong. So it was unavoidable on social media today to see all of the drama behind Taylor Swift's complaints and Justin Bieber and everybody going in because Scooter Braun bought Big Machine record label. Now, the only thing getting any attention is that Scooter Braun bought Taylor Swift songs, but really he bought the entire music catalog of Big Machine. His company acquired the entire record label. It's not just Taylor Swift, but she's just the one that took a vocal issue to it, and that's what's getting the most attention because she's Taylor Swift. I found it pretty interesting that she went to Tumblr to make this announcement.
I didn't know it was 2009.
And this announcement must have done more for Tumblr stock than any tweet that Trump's ever done that affected the Dow. Now, I don't even want to touch on all the bullying stuff. I don't really care about celebrity drama. I don't care about anything to do with that. Maybe Scooter Braun bullied her, maybe he didn't. Kanye, everybody's involved in that. I don't know anything about it.
I don't care.
I want to touch more on the business aspect of it and what's right and wrong with this deal. So moving forward, I'm going to try to explain this, and I'm really going to oversimplify everything. If you really are that interested in it, you can look up music law. You can really dive into this. Pitchfork wrote a bunch about it. That's mostly absolute crap that they wrote. But you guys can really dive into it, do some more research on your own, which I always would encourage you to do anyway. And before we move forward, why don't you just smash that like button, leave me a comment below. If you're a Swiftie, leave the comment. If you're a believer,
Whatever the hell it is,
leave a comment too. Give it a like, give me a subscribe real quick. If you like content like this, maybe I'll do more of it. Like I said, I'm gonna really completely and absolutely oversimplify all of this, and I'm kind of rushing through it just because I already put out a video today, but this is time relevant. So Taylor Swift's justification as to why she posted the vlog post that she did was because she said that she hopes that young artists maybe will read her blog and then they'll learn not to sign a bad deal. Let me pull the exact quote up real quick because I don't want to misquote her. She said young artists or kids with musical dreams will read this and learn how to better protect themselves in a negotiation. The sticking point that I want to hit on here is that she said you deserve to own your own art. Correct. You do. Yes, that is correct in some cases. You do deserve to own your own art. But there are exceptions to that, and Taylor Swift is a huge exception to that. And her making that statement is a giant example of just such self-entitlement that it makes me sick. You see, Taylor Swift signed a record deal with Big Machine. Yeah, she signed it when she was 15, but I'm gonna guess that she had some really good representation, seeing her dad's a board member of the record label. I think they treated her really well during the time. Maybe they didn't, maybe they did. But however, she signed a record deal. So what happens when she signed that record deal at 15? Taylor Swift wasn't the biggest artist in the world. She wasn't a huge independent success that then signed there. She had very little leverage. Big Machine invested in her, and their investment is what made her grow. They put money into marketing. They paid for her recordings. They probably paid for all the co-writers, and probably paid more to keep those co-writers quiet because she claims she writes all her own music. That being said, they made an investment in her with no guarantee of getting that investment back. That is why they own the masters, or why masters are owned by record labels. Yes, there are terrible deals out there, but she signed that deal. Nothing that was done in this case was illegal. They owned those rights. Taylor Swift very well could own all of her own music, and she could have done this all on her own. There are a ton of artists that do it on their own. You know who doesn't have to worry about owning their own art? Macklemore, Chance the Rapper, Nipsey Hussle, Run the Jewels. These artists stayed independent. They're not beholden to a record label. It was a lot harder for them to do what they did. They had to invest a lot more of their own money, but they own the rights to their own music because nobody invested upon them, unless they took on side investors, things like that. Big Machine funded the machine that became Taylor Swift. She makes up a lot of money. She made them a lot of money. They made her a lot of money. That's the thing. So no, Taylor Swift doesn't just have an unbegotten right to her music simply because she made it as an artist. Somebody paid for that. Somebody invested in her. Somebody paid for those recordings. Somebody paid to make it happen. So her just saying that she deserves it is just absolutely ridiculous. This is a tale as old as time, though. Artists have been fighting with record labels over it, and the idea of business and art never mixes very well. People are always going to be upset about it. People are always going to think that an artist should have absolute control over their art, which, yeah, to an extent they should. But if you want to be an artist who has complete control over what you do and owns all of your own rights, then don't sign to a record label. Be an independent artist. Live that life. Invest in yourself. Try to make it on your own. There's a good chance that you never heard of Taylor Swift if Big Machine didn't make the investment and put the money behind her that they did. I'd also like to point out that Scooter Braun bought Big Machine Records. not just Taylor Swift. You know what, actually that doesn't matter. Let's use a really simplified analogy. So I pay a builder to build a house. They're paid for that service. They make the money that they make off of that. I don't have to give them first right of refusal before I sell that house then. Could I? Yeah, that would be really nice, but that's not really how business works. So Taylor Swift demanding that she should have had a right to her music, they offered her a chance to buy her own music. She declined. They offered her to sign to the label. She declined. But it's a ridiculous idea to think that she should just have automatic rights to her music when they paid for it to be created or funded her rise. So in closing, morally, were they wrong? Maybe. But from a business standpoint, she has no leg to stand on. This is just kind of more of a publicity stunt. Taylor Swift signed to another record label, and she was given the rights to her music because she now has leverage to negotiate. She's worth more now to that record label. However, the music that she wrote in the past is going to continue to make money, whereas now she's so far into her career that these records that come out now probably aren't going to be as big as the last ones, and owning the rights to these records really isn't going to mean as much. But yeah, that's just my opinion. Well, really, I'm telling you facts.
But, you know, it's my opinion on the facts.
So if you disagree, drop a comment below. Hey, Swifties, come at me.
Bieber for life.
I don't know what to tell you here. But if you like this kind of content, subscribe. Give this video a like. I'll make more of it. Sorry if I made any of you mad. Sorry if I don't seem artist friendly. I'm one of the most artist friendly guys you'll ever meet. But we have to be realistic here. If I invest in somebody, I'm going to want to make money off of that investment. That's just how the world works. Money makes the world go round. You can be a starving artist. You can do whatever you want. But if you want to play within a system, you're going to have to deal with the way the system functions.